So, you can start.
Yes, please.
So, this is my first time in catering. I never heard about this place before. Last year, Bob called me in London and said that we have a group here and we want you to come here. I said, why not? Because I just go everywhere. In this trip, I'm visiting 30 places in 3 months, all over Europe. So I'm very happy to see you all, and I'm happy that you could spend this evening here with us. I'm asked to talk about meditation. I don't know how familiar you are with the meditation techniques and meditation, about meditation. Generally, I think it's also important to understand why do we meditate and what is the meditation all about. Generally speaking, from Buddhist point of view, the basic idea is that to look in our heart and see what is the most important thing for me. What is it that I really wish? And most of the time we find that one of the most important things is that I do not want to suffer. I do not want to have pain, problems, and difficulties. And I want to be well, happy, joyful, and that also not just for now, but in a long-term way, a lasting peace, lasting happiness. That's what I want. Sometimes the people do not necessarily articulate like that. But when we look deeply, that's what we want. And actually, everybody is also trying their best to get there. When we look at the situation where we are so busy, everybody is always busy. Why are we so busy? We're trying to solve our problems, make things better, that we have more happiness, more joy, more well-being, and free ourselves from problems, suffering, and difficulties. And then it's not also that I want only myself to be free from unhappiness and suffering. I have lots of people whom I love, who love me, who have been very kind and helpful to me, that I have to be grateful to them, that I have to, care for them. And I also wish the same thing to them. And in fact, I do not like to see anybody in great pain. So it is kind of natural that most people want to be free from suffering and have happiness, not only to yourself, but others as well. And if you look deeply, that seems to be the most important thing for us. And if that is the case, then is there a possibility to bring that, to make that happen in this world, in our lives? Now the problem is that the world has lots of problems. The people have lots of problems. The society has lots of problems. The conflicts, all sorts of problems that are man-made, all sorts of problems that circumstances make. So, is it possible to end or make all things disappear? It's very difficult. We can, of course, do lots of things that can change things for better. If we want to, if we all make an effort, we can make lots of changes. And that's very necessary. It's very important that people try to make things better. The world, the environment, the society, in ourselves, our friends, and, families, to bring more harmony, more kindness, more compassion, and also more progress. All these things very necessary and very, very important. But we cannot control everything. It is not that I will be able to control everything that's going on in the world. I will be able to control everything that's going on in this country, in this district, this town, or what everybody does. If somebody does something really negative, it's not possible most of the time that I can change that. So in that case, is it that I cannot actually do nothing? I have to, because people are doing negative things, people are hurting each other, people are creating conflicts, people are, all different kind of problems are happening in this world. So I should be sad about it, I should be unhappy about it, I should be, hurt of that, I should be angry about that. And so therefore, I have to suffer all the time. Is this the case, that there is nothing I can do? The things change, I cannot stop things changing. All the things that can happen, people get sick, people get old, people die. So, is there nothing we can do that we will actually have freedom from suffering and have happiness? Is that the case? Now here is one possible solution, and that is, isn't it possible that we can change our way of reacting to what happens to us? If we cannot change what happens, can I change my way of reacting to it, way I experience that, so that even if I go through the same experience or same happenings, that I can experience it in a different way, without without problem, with more peace, with more joy, with more happiness. Now this is the understanding from, I think, spiritual point of view, from all the spiritual traditions, and also from Buddhist point of view, that there is a possibility that if I work on myself, my way of looking at things, my way of reacting to things, if I know how to deal with my emotions, and if I can go deeper and work on my habits and habitual tendencies, then there may be a possibility to bring a kind of another way of experiencing myself. Now this is the understanding. This is where all the different kind of spiritual practices, contemplative practices, target on how I experience, on my emotion. How do I manage my emotion? How do I transform my way of reaction? How do I experience things? Because it's my experience, it's how I experience things, because happiness and unhappiness is an experience. So therefore, if I can change my way of reacting and my way of experiencing things, then that's how I can bring a kind of peace, happiness, joy in myself, because that is something that I can do within myself. It does not depend on other things, outside things, other circumstances.
Therefore, if there is any possibility that I can bring lasting peace and happiness, it's only by working on myself from within me. So therefore, this is the general understanding. But to work on that, it's not only meditation. It has to start with a way of looking at things, a way of seeing things. Because how I see things very much changes how I react to things. So therefore, to reflect on how I actually see things and how I, how my mind, where my mind focuses and how my mind kind of looks at things, very important. If I just give an example, we usually have a very strong tendency to, focus all our mind on the problems. Like if I have a problem, it could be a small problem. Say my watch doesn't work. Then I say, oh, my watch doesn't work. What to do? My watch doesn't work. My watch doesn't work. I have to repair my watch. I have to get something to do with my watch. So I feel as if, I cannot be happy unless I can make my watch work. Our mind is so kind of so grasping at the problem, so occupied by the problem. And then, of course, I go around and I do things and I make my watch work. But as soon as my watch works, my computer stops working. And then I say, oh, my computer doesn't, it's much worse. What can I do? I cannot do any email. And then I get much more nervous and much more, kind of tension. And then I try all my best and my computer works, but then something else doesn't work. Maybe two problems come at a time. So if I live like that, that if I have a problem or two problems, then I have to be totally, unhappy, totally kind of disturbed, dissatisfied, kind of, totally focused on those problems. And that goes on all my life, because we think that when all my problems are solved, then I will live happily ever after. But when would that be? We sometimes think, oh, after I finish my studies, yes, then. But after I finish studies, then I have to get a job. After I get a job, yes, then I have to get married. After I get married, then yes. Lots of children. After I get my children, grow up, then I'll be very happy. They grow up, then after I retire, yes. Sometimes after retiring, it's more busy than before. So it's so this way, if our mind is like that, then It's not possible. And when that, all this tension building up, makes our, so habituated to this way that we cannot even relax when we have time to relax. We're all tense, we're all, kind of stressed, tired. Then on top of that, all the emotions, the history, or everything that happened in our life. Lots of good things happened in our life. But some bad things also happened in our life. And then we most of the time forget all those good things because they happen. They're okay, they have to happen. They're nice things, why not? But one or two bad things happen, that becomes the focus of our attention. It happened to me, this and that happened to me. And I can sometimes suffering all my life because one or two bad things happen. So if I do like that, then I not only cannot have, freedom from suffering and have a kind of lasting peace and happiness, but I build up so much attention, so much negativity, so much, it's not possible to even, relax. So therefore, it's necessary to change that way of being. It's necessary to try to do something so that this way of reacting should not be our way of reacting. Why can't we concentrate on good things also, on positive things also? We need to. When we have a problem, we should try to solve this problem also, of course. But at the same time, lots of good things happening also in our life. At least I'm not sick, maybe I'm healthy. Many other things happen. So when I'm healthy, I have to really be happy. I'm healthy now, I'm not sick, it's so nice. But I take it for granted. Yeah, of course I'm healthy, but why not? Only when I get sick, then I know how nice it was to be healthy. So it's a little bit like I've wasted those time when I was healthy and did not enjoy it. So therefore, this way of spending our life is not, is not nice, it's not useful, is not good for me and good for others. So I need to change it. I need to find a way to train myself that I don't do in this way. But it is not easy. It needs training, it needs effort, it needs kind of working on ourselves. It needs know-how. It needs kind of practice. And that's what, the practice of meditation, practice of, all these things to do with spiritual practices are about how do I transform myself. So that, a kind of, even if I cannot change things outside, I can at least, bring some peace within me. I can find a way to work with my emotions in such a way that it's not disturbed. My mind is not constantly disturbed with anger, with feeling of hurt, with upset, with fear, with worry, with greed, with envy, with all this kind of, emotions, which brings me lots of pain, lots of, kind of hardship, and also creates actions by me which, creates problem and pain for others as well. So therefore, it's to see that there is need and it's important that we should work on this. We should change in our way of being and reacting, so that not only that I have a peace of mind and more joy, more more kindness in myself, for myself and others as well, but also that I become more easy for others to live with, and also that I don't create so much problem and so much harm to others as well. So therefore, the first thing to do is to see what are the things that that brings disturbance to my mind, that brings unhappiness, dissatisfaction, pain, hurt to myself. We usually think that if somebody does something to harm me, if somebody says something that's not nice to me, then that hurts me. That makes me unhappy. There's some truth. Yes, if somebody does something to make me, that makes me feel worse. Somebody says me something that's not nice to me, that's not good to me. Yes, that makes me feel bad. But if I take what others do and what others say, how much I hurt by that depends on how much I take it, how much I react to it, how I react to it. It's not depending on what they do and what they say too much. And that's, I think, very, very important for me to understand. Because we think that my reaction to that, what others do, has to be only in one way. That if somebody does something that harms me, I must feel hurt. I must feel bad. Of course, when I'm harmed, I feel, naturally I feel hurt. But how much should I take it? How much should I react to that? Maybe I can say that, somebody does something to make me, to harm me. And that doesn't mean that I shouldn't do anything to stop it. Of course I should do everything to stop it. If I can run away from it, I can run away from it. I should run away from it. But, how much I get hurt is depending on my way of relating to it. Sometimes, if my enemy says something bad about me, I don't mind. Because that's his job. But if my friend says something bad about me, I get very hurt. Why? Because I don't expect it. I expect something different. So therefore, it should not be like this. This should. So it's not what happens, but my way of reacting to that. That's where how much I hurt is. So therefore, I don't want to be hurt. When I don't want to be hurt, why should I say it's not necessary to get hurt? Whatever anybody does or says something, it's their freedom, you can say, if you like, their choice to do what they want to do. How I react to that is my choice. So if I can find a way to kind of understand that whatever happens, whatever others do, or things happen, I need not react in that way. I have to learn how to react in the best way that would be most helpful for me. Because if I don't help myself, who will help? There's nobody who can help me if I don't help myself. So I have to be my best support, my best help, my own best friend I should be. So therefore, when I feel all kind of negative feelings. I feel hurt, I feel upset, I feel angry, I feel, all these things that disturb my mind and make my mind kind of, uneasy, tension, problem, painful. I should say myself, this is not the way. I don't need to react like this. There is another way of reacting to it. Because all these emotions are rising within me. It comes, and they go also. Every emotion is a temporary emotion. If I don't put fuel to it, it will dissolve. So therefore, if it is a negative emotion, if it is an emotion that disturbs my mind, that makes me suffer, makes me feel bad, then I say, there's no use, there's no need to react. Let it come and let it go. Because all thoughts, all emotions are like that. It comes, it goes. And especially if you allow some other thing to come into my mind. So the most important thing about meditation is this, that we can allow our mind to let all kind of feelings, emotions, sensations, thoughts come as it comes, but not hold on to it, not dwell on it, not grasp on it, not put too much fuel on it, but let them go. And other thoughts, other emotions, other sensations, other feelings come. So if I feel anyway, and I allow positive things, nice things, or just anything to come into my mind, and then another thing comes to mind. That's it. To train that is the meditation. So when we start to meditate, we see three things. First, bring your body to the seat. That means, that I just, I allow myself to meditate. I'm not, I don't want to be involved in everything that's going on. If I have 10 different, 20 different actions going on, then I can't meditate. So therefore, I take a little time off from my, I take it first. It is very important also to look at the meditation as not a work. Many people say that now I have to meditate. Yes, now I have. I have to meditate 10 minutes. Now 10 minutes. I have to meditate. I make work out of it. Then it's too difficult, because work is difficult. I must make that time I do meditation as my off time. Holiday, vacation, picnic, or you have this very nice concept of working, but not called working, hobby. I like this concept so much. I think it's English, no? First I started to learn English. My teacher was teaching me this word, hobby, and we didn't understand what hobby was. Because they say it's working but not working. Only afterwards, long time afterwards, we realized what hobby was. It's a totally different and marvelous concept, you do something. It could be hard work sometimes. It could be sometimes very expensive. It could be sometimes even dangerous, but doesn't matter. It's nice. It's no work. That shows how much our mind can change things, our attitude can change things. Same thing that you do as hobby, if it is a job, how much money we will demand for that, and how much stress we will be. How much we say, oh, it's such a difficult thing. But once we see it as a hobby, then all these things, it's so nice. I don't have enough time to do that. So meditation has to be taken as a hobby. So therefore, we take that time is off. That's what we call going, bring the body to the seat. At that time, try not to be disturbed too much. It's not that you have to be so seriously, too serious, like, even, the house is burning, I can't be disturbed. It's not that. Then the second thing is what they say, bring your mind into the body. Now this is very important because usually our mind is kind of, all over the world. Roaming all over the world, interfering in everybody and everything, reacting to everything, taking all the responsibilities, and so busy and so stressed and so always running. Either running after something or running away from something. Something that I don't have, or something I don't want to get, or something like that. Dissatisfied, or running out of fear, out of aversion, something. So busy. So now I decide that, when my body, my mind comes, I bring my mind into my body, then I'm not in the past, not in the future. My mind is not in the past or in the future. That's very important because usually our mind is always either in the past or in the future, and then association with all the things that happened in the past, all the baggage, all the problems, all the things, all the worries of the future. So, and I'm not here. But actually, my life is now. I can only live now. I cannot live yesterday. I cannot live tomorrow. I can only live now. I can do things now. As now is the only time that I really have. Everything else is in the mind, in the thoughts, in the memories. So therefore, I have to learn how to be now. And if I bring my mind to my body, that means that I see what I see now with my eyes, not what I saw yesterday, or day before yesterday, or 20 years ago. I hear what I hear now, I sense what I sense now, I feel what I feel now, this moment, now. So when I am really in the present moment, when I'm really with all the senses now, then that's when I am. I can really be myself in this very moment. I can, So therefore, then I'm less with the concepts, less with the thoughts, less with the memories, less with the, with the kind of emotions and thoughts and things like that. I'm more, direct perception. I'm more with my true, direct experience. I can enjoy now. I cannot enjoy yesterday. I can enjoy now. I can listen to the birds now. I can look at the flowers now. I can smell the bread making now. I like the smell of bread making. So nice. and lots of nice things. So therefore, when I am here now in this very moment, this room is nice. The people that we are with is nice, and you can breathe in and out nice. You can feel this moment. You can feel the peace of this moment, the joy of this moment, the present moment. A great master, meditation master, Thich Nhat Hanh, says in one of his books that the first time when you wake up in the morning, you should wake up with a smile on your face. That's what you have to do. Mindfulness, being in the now. That's the mindfulness. He says that smile and make a point of reference that makes you smile as soon as you wake up. And say that I have 24 most wonderful hours in front of me. I will make this 24 hours such a wonderful 24 hours. And then keep on smiling 24 hours. That's what you have to do. Why not? Why not? Why should we frown? Why should we, make ourselves unhappy? Why should we, think about only bad things and problems, things like that? If we have the chance to live one day happily, why not live it now? Tomorrow, who knows what will happen? Worrying for tomorrow will not make tomorrow better. Doing something good today will make tomorrow better. So therefore, it's wiser, it's practical. There's no other way but making today, making now as the most positive thing, pleasant thing. So I sit, I bring my mind into my body, I feel now. And now, this moment, I see what I see, I hear what I hear. Just let your body be totally, relaxed. Usually it is said that if your body is straight, the channels become straight. When the channels become straight, the energies become in harmony. And when body energies become in harmony, your breathing becomes natural. And when breathing becomes natural, your mind becomes much more, much more brighter and much more kind of settled. So therefore sit in a relaxed way, comfortable way. You don't have to kind of torture your knees or torture your something. Relaxed way, nice way, comfortable way. And then just, this very moment, sometimes if you need a little kind of a reference point, then you can use your breathing. There are so many different ways. It doesn't matter which, actually. Sometimes people just breathe in, they're just aware that breathe in, breathe out, they're just aware, breathe out. To make sure that you are in this moment now. And now is not a static thing. Now is not a long moment. Now is just now, short moment. Now. So when you breathe in, you breathe in. When you breathe out, you breathe out. You don't have to think too much. You don't have to, make too much fuss about it. You just, your mind is just there now. And then when all sorts of, different thoughts, different emotions, different, distractions come to your mind, you just remember now, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in. Very simple. But this simple meditation is to train yourself to be able to be, that you don't have to be taken over by the emotions and by the thoughts and by the things that's happened and to be happening. You just can live now. And then if you hear birds singing, that's very nice. You hear the birds singing. But you don't grasp at it. You don't hold on to it. You don't say, oh, this bird is nice, but when will it go away? Oh, you start to worry, that's when it is come back. No. That you could enjoy a nice bird singing, that's enough. That's finished. Let's go. And you hear that car driving very fast. That's okay. It goes, ding, and it goes. You don't have to think, oh, that was it disturbs me. And then you hold on to that. A long time after the car passed away, you are still disturbed by it. Why should you be disturbed so much by it? So if you allow that car come and go, then it doesn't disturb you. It's just a sound, same as the bird. But if you hold on to that, if you make a whole story, then it can disturb you. And it not only disturb you now, but then you say that I have to change my flag. This is so bad. That car disturbs me. I cannot meditate. You cannot meditate. It's not because of the car. It's because of you. How you react to that. So therefore, that's so. In this way, and then the third thing, bring ease into your mind. That you not only kind of bring your mind to your body and be, you feel the body. Not think about it, but feel. Feel this perception, sensations, not think about it. Same with the breathing. You feel the breathing, you don't think about the breathing. So therefore, when you are feeling and you are there now, then you are in the present moment. The more you are in the present moment, more you are relaxed. Then let your mind be at ease, not like, I have to do this, I have to do that, I have to think about the breathing, I have to do now this. Not like that. Completely at ease. At ease means not tension, not worry, just totally allowing it to be. When you can be in this way, then you naturally become more kind of relaxed, more kind of peaceful, calm, right? It's not that when thoughts come, you have to struggle with that. Emotions come, of course, because we are used to that. We are so addicted to all these thoughts and emotions and running away and running after, that it's natural that you have this. So you just, let it be, feel, and not struggle too much with that. but more bring our mind to our breathing. Just feel the breathing in and out. And again your mind will go out, and then you don't need to drag to red lights and there's a traffic jam and I just get stuck there. My mind, it's not like that. You just remember what you're doing. That's enough. Only thing you need to do is remember the breathing. Then you are there. And then relaxed. And then let that relaxed be not grasping at anything that's experiencing, not holding on, whatever distractions, you just come back, learn how to come back just by remembering, and then that's it. So the more you can be in this present moment, the more your mind is just there, settled, clear, and in peace. Sometimes the more in peace, the more joy will be there. Sometimes people think, oh, peace, no, it's so boring. It's not that. The peace is not boring. Peace means no disturbance. Peace means no tension. Peace means no struggle. So when you have no struggle, no tension, then naturally you'll feel more joyful. And when you have peace and joy, you become more kind. It's natural. So try to maintain that way of being, then in the day, in the life. Because meditation is not just for the sake of meditation. Meditation is a training. Is a training on how to live our life. So we may do meditation, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, or whatever, 1 hour, in the morning, evening, whenever we can. But that itself is also a very good thing. It's a training, but it is, it's a training to learn how we can live our life, in our, during our day, during our, whole life. Because if we can, that doesn't mean that we don't do anything, we don't work anything. That's not the point. When we work also, actually we spend more time in work, in going everywhere, than actually concentrating on what we are doing. To work efficiently, you have to be in the present moment. To do anything effectively, you have to be in the present moment. Even to make a plan for the future, you have to be in the present moment. To think and to properly. So therefore, to be in the present moment, then actually you have less tiring. Most of our, tiring not comes from our work, but thinking about it. I don't know whether it's the same with you or not, but I'm more tired before doing something than after doing something. After finishing the work, I'm not tired at work. It's gone. So therefore it's more the thinking too much about it. That's time. So therefore when I'm only doing what I have to do, and in this present moment, I'm not too much in tension, not too much in pressure, not even tired. So therefore, that's how we can spend the day. And when we can spend a day like that, then we can smile. Why not? And the more we smile, the better it is for us. Because, not smiling, frowning, angry, upset, is useless. It doesn't serve any purpose. And it is not pleasant. It's much more pleasant to be smiling and also to try to change our habitual tendency. This is the very most important thing to do. We are so much used to worry about things, to be upset, to only kind of things like that, to be disturbed, and to be feeling all the negative feelings. That's our habit. We need to change that habit. That's why sometimes it is said that you feel, when you sit in meditation, you feel as if all the cells of your body are smiling. That's, I think, a very nice idea. That if you feel that all the cells of your body are smiling, you have to feel in peace. You have to feel good. Why not? Why not? So this is kind of a general outline. I don't think I should spend too much. Actually, meditation is not for talking. It's for doing. So I wanted to give you a kind of a general outline on why we meditate and what is the purpose of meditation and where do you want to go through meditation. I think this is very important because then sometimes I just sit there, and then I just go away. And that's what you have been doing. I've been meditating. It will bring me peace. But then you need to know how to bring peace. Just sitting there for a while doesn't bring you peace. The real peace has to come from working with your emotions. Emotions, reactions, and therefore it needs an attitude. It needs the right kind of attitude and the right way of looking at things. That is the most important, because if that is not there, then I shouldn't feel like this. I should not be angry. I should not be upset. Don't be upset. Don't be angry. Don't be. It would not just But if we can really see that it's not necessary. It should. There is no reason, good reason, to be hurt and angry and upset, and there's much more reason to feel the otherwise. Once there was I think it was Swami Vivekananda, maybe some of you have heard of him. He was a Hindu, great master, and he was traveling in train in India, in third class train. And third class train used to be, now it's not there, it's abolished. It used to be very crowded, really crowded. People had to kind of go in and out through the window because the door was too jammed. And then something happened. I think he was so there was somebody who was really angry at him, and then he was shouting at him. Kept on shouting about half an hour or something like that. And then he got tired and sat down. And then after he sat down, then Vivekananda asked him, suppose I give you a present and you don't accept it, with whom does this thing remain? He says, of course, with the giver. Then he said, all those things you said to me, I don't accept. So it's a little bit like that. If people do things and I don't accept, I refuse to be hurt, I refuse to be upset, then I'm the winner. So, therefore, to learn this, and also, when people, also to understand that when people are angry, people are, upset, there are reasons, their own problem. It's not my problem, actually, most of the time. Because somebody is angry at me, it's not necessarily angry at me. They're angry. They have a problem, difficult situation, and then they express it. So it's not much reason that I should be so upset because somebody is angry. I should be actually have more empathy to this person because this person is suffering. Nobody says that, oh, this morning I was so angry, it was so nice. Everybody comes and says, oh, I was so angry, it was a terrible day. Yeah? So it's like that, it's a suffering. So when I understand that, if I have that way of seeing, then it's not necessary that I have to react negatively myself. So therefore, when with this understanding and then with a kind of training, then I can transform myself. And that's. But I need to do it. It's not just understanding. Understanding alone will not kind of change my habits. Habitual tendency is very strong. Sometimes we call it unconscious mind. I think the psychologists call it unconscious mind. That all these things that are there, we don't kind of, we don't feel now, but it's there. That's how we react. We need to change there. From Buddhist point we call it habitual tendency. So that can be changed only if we do it again and again and again, and let it go deeper with peace, without concept. Dream, being, feeling. So this is just, so I stop here, and maybe we can do little bit meditation together, and then we can discuss if you want. We will meditate only. I don't know. It's important to know where you are, where the practice is. First, you are the practice. I am my practice. That is the most important thing. I am my own practice. I need to work on my emotions, on my reactions, on my habitual tendencies. I need to transform that. That's the thing. That's the target. So, if you have that in your mind, and whatever you are doing, whether it's working on your transforming your emotions, transforming your habitual tendencies, transforming a little bit, working on your, way of reaction, then you are okay. Making it less negative, more, to generate more kindness and compassion, rather than all the negative emotions. To understand more, kind of bring more calm and clarity to the mind, rather than kind of too much muddleness and too much busyness. Then I think you're okay. We say that from Buddhist point of view, that we try to work on our, to bring the compassion and wisdom, to generate more compassion and wisdom, and less negative emotions and reactions. That's it. That's the target. There was somebody behind. Yes?
How can we deal with discomfort within the body whilst we're sitting and meditating?
I think the first thing is that we need to sit as comfortably as possible. A relaxed way, easy way, comfortable way. That's better. Of course, for the Tibetans and many other, those who are used to it, sitting in the cross leg is the most comfortable way. After sitting on chairs for all my life, I still cannot sit on the chair for a longer period. As soon as I sit a little comfortably, I take my feet up on and then sit very uncomfortably, but on the chair also I sit like that. Because it's not comfortable to sit with my kind of short legs hanging. Maybe that's one of the reasons also, Yeah. But then there are people who are used to sit only on the chairs. So they cannot sit cross-legged or, otherwise. So there I think it's okay to sit on, chairs, a comfortable chair, in a nice way. I don't think there's anything wrong sitting on the chair and meditating, because the future Buddha is sitting on the chair. It was depicted, the future Buddha, Maitreya Buddha, was depicted sitting on a chair 2,500 years ago. It was always depicted sitting on the chair. So therefore, I think it should not be a problem sitting on the chair. So you can, when the future Buddha comes, I will not be very useful. So, but I think it's necessary to be comfortable. And then it's not that you have to sit all the time also, I think this is also true, although in the Tibetan tradition we don't have too much kind of a tradition of teaching walking meditation, but walking meditation is very good. These days, those days, people were always doing something with their body. Even if they have nothing to do, they at least had to go to the river to fetch the drinking water, had to go to fetch the firewood, had to go to lots of physical work had to do. Nowadays, nothing. Even working is like in a room, on the table, in a chair, nice, beautiful room, everything, carpet and everything, just a nice, wonderful table with a cup of coffee and this. What work is this? It's just sitting there, all day. So, it's too much, what do you call it? Sedentary? No. Sedentary. Too much sedentary? Too much sitting. Too much sitting, I think we are doing too much sitting. I mean, sitting, not sitting meditation, but so I think it's good to do some, movement, walking meditation and things like that also. I think it's very good.
What advice would you give someone who's suddenly dealing with some anxiety due to change? Either, I would call the 3Ds of death, divorce and disease. How would you what advice would you try and give someone in that initial trauma or loss of health, or their own health, or the health of somebody else?
Rinpoche, could you repeat the question so that others can hear that?
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
He's asking about how to deal with trauma, loss, and too much changes, and how to deal with that.
Emotionally.
Yeah.
3Ds, 4Ds, could be death.
Yeah.
Death, disease of yourselves.
Yeah. Death, disease, or anything like that. Yeah. I think this is first. I think is the understanding and accepting is important. From Buddhist point of view, first we take lots of time to meditate on impermanence, and that's very important, because impermanence is something that's kind of a fact. It's happened. It is impermanent. Everything is impermanent. Although we don't want to look at it, and everybody is going to be sick. Everybody is going to get old. Everybody is going to die, and there is no exception. And that's the way. Nobody can avoid that. So this is something that is the reality. So being able to understand this really clearly and completely, I think is very important. Everybody is going to get old, get sick, and die. There's no exception. And everybody so far have died also. There's nobody is left behind. So that's what I can. There's nothing else I can expect. So therefore, what we can do is that while I am living, whether it's, but that death is also, there's an uncertainty that who will die when is nobody knows. No guarantee that if you are sick, there's no guarantee that you will die quickly or more sooner than somebody who is totally healthy. it's often said that during the lifetime of a totally, kind of lifetime of a terminally ill person, thousands of totally healthy people die. It's like that. So therefore, when it's not about when I'm going to die, or whether I'm going to die, whether somebody is going to die or not, that's not the main issue. But while we are alive, while we are able to live, we have to live as best as we can. So if I have only one day to live, I need to live it as best as I can, as joyfully as I can. And me fearing the death, worrying about what might happen, is no use for me, because it will not make it better, and it spoils the time now. So therefore, fear has no use, because by fearing, if I have fear, I die every day. If I'm not afraid, I die once. So once I die, I have to face that. I have to face anyway. I have to go through what I have to go through. There's no choice. But I don't have to go through that difficult time every day. So I have no use of fear, and I should not say, I should try to help myself. I should try to understand that, whatever I have to go through, I will go through then when I have to go through, not now when I don't have to go through. So therefore, I live this day as best as I can. And of course, if you have lost your loved ones, sometimes, it's very painful. It's very painful. But it's not that somebody is, I have lost somebody and I am kind of going to be here all the time. It's not like that. People die, but I will die too. Maybe I'll die tomorrow. Maybe I'll die day after tomorrow. Maybe a little longer, but So some people have to die first and some people have to die later. So whatever little time I have left in this life, I have to live as best as can. Meaning that I have to do something that is beneficial, that is meaningful, that is purposeful, that is useful for as many people as possible. Then I have lived my life purposefully. Even if I cannot do anything too beneficial or too helping many people, at least I have to live with as much kind of peace and joy, and at least I can say that I lived this life. If I was not able to do great things or something that is really helpful to the people, at least I enjoyed my life. Yeah? So when I make that kind of decision, I think that's very important, to make a decision on how to live my life. And then I can try to live that as much as possible. That doesn't mean that you will not have any bad feelings or any, sadness or anything like that. But then, we have to live with that also.
What's the Tibetan traditional Buddhist view of where you go when you die?
There's view of what?
What is the traditional Buddhist view of where you go when you die?
Where you go? where you go depends on yourself. According to Tibetan, we talk about Bardo, from Tibetan Buddhist way. It's not really Tibetan Buddhist, but Buddhist way. It's a cycle. Everything is changing and everything is moving. Every time is a time of what we call it, transient. It's a moving time. So life is a moving time. From birth to death, it's all changing. It's all transient. And then at the time of death is also a change. It's nothing more. It's another, process of changing. And then after death is also another process of changing. And then, taking again the life, process of birth is another changing. So this always, a process. This is the idea. And every process has lots of opportunities. Lots of opportunities. And so if you can catch that opportunity, you can liberate yourself. You can completely kind of free yourself from problems and sufferings. So therefore, every stage has its own, possibilities and opportunities and things like that. So therefore, every stage you don't have to look at something totally bad or totally like a punishment or remorse. You need to try to catch that opportunity and train in that, so that you can be, you can find the lasting peace and happiness there.
Is it possible to have a mind where emotion doesn't surface?
It's not about not having any emotion. It's about how you can work with the emotion. Because emotion is arising, is a kind of, what can you say? It's something happening, it's arising, we call it, like a thought. So, if we learn how to deal with the emotions, how to handle the emotions, how to learn to kind of let it come and go, then it doesn't become a problem. That's why it's said that you can't make your emotions as your boss, because it controls you in your life. And then you will be terribly miserable, because it totally controls you. You don't need to take it as too much like an enemy, because then it bothers you all the time. You should learn how to befriend it and deal with it, so that it doesn't make you, it comes and goes and it doesn't kind of bother you. You understand it. So therefore it cannot harm you. So that's why, when you are able to you are able to learn how to let your thoughts and emotions and experiences kind of come and go. And then the emotions is not a big deal, because it just comes and it goes. And, and you are not frightened about it. You don't have to be so nervous about that. You know how It's just coming and going. It's like a visitor. So therefore, that's the main thing. To understand it and to learn how to work with it. Okay then. Thank you very, very much. Meditation. Sonamdi lamji jibani toni nibi kana paji shena nanji alamtu subi jwale do. Good night.
We would like to recite something for you, Rinpoche. There should be the long line.
Yeah, it's not necessary.
Oh, we will.
Yes.
It was. Do you know the tune, or should we just? Do you know the tune? Okay. If you leave it, yes. Okay. Thank you very much for coming to share your knowledge. We look forward to further wisdom tomorrow, 10 till 12, and at 7 till 9 again.
Thank you.
Thank you.